Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordam. We are going to continue our playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker in Last Azlanti. So, we are in the Stag Lord's fort. We basically just finished defeating the Stag Lord. His corpse lies over there. And all of his henchmen. It was not done in the way I would have preferred. I like the stealth approach and dealing with things one at a time. We sadly failed the check over here, so we had to go the hard way, which is just, frontal assault, kill everything, and fight every single person. In any case, we were successful. Our Cleric leveled up, Miss Cordamkina, so we're gonna start by leveling her up. This level up is actually quite simple. We're going for level 5, she's gonna get a feat. We got our Leopard Companion on level 4. So right now what we're gonna do is just keep putting points in Nature, Religion and Perception. This is what I want from her. And we are gonna be picking Boon Companion. This is for the same reason we had on Amiri, but for a different mechanic, I suppose. Because Animal Companions for Clerics, you get them at level 4, but they don't actually start at level 4 with you. They start a few levels behind. So we're gonna take Boon Companion here to bring our Leopard up to our level. And we're also getting our level 3 spells. A lot of stuff over here, just briefly gonna go over what I consider most important. And it is Archon's Aura, one of the reasons why I'm putting some points in Spell Focus Evocation. This is a really cool aura. It basically means that if your enemies within 20-foot radius fail their will saves, they will get a -2 penalty on attack rolls and saving throws and armor class for the duration of this effect, or until it successfully hits you with an attack. Given that she's ranged, I usually do this on a melee character. I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to play out. We have Delay Poison Communal, which is very important, just as we saw in the old Sycamore. We have Prayer. This is basically a buff for your party and a debuff for the enemy party, and there is no saving throw for it. You get a +1 luck bonus on attack rolls, weapon damage rolls, saves and skill checks, and your foes get a penalty on all of those. We also have Resist Energy Communal. The stuff we've been doing with scrolls up to this point we now have as a spell. And Animate Dead can also be quite important, mostly to have some fodder enemies in the area to keep the enemies occupied in case you need to buy some breathing room for your party. Level up is complete. We just saw our leopard growing in size there. And now if you compare it, that actually, sorry, they are the same level. Previously this one was a little bit lower, but now with Boon Companion on both characters, they are at the same level. So, before I forget, we are going to set up our spells here. I'm gonna take out this hold person and bring back Sound Burst. And for level 3, we get Prayer as a domain spell, which is really cool, it's very useful. We're gonna pick up Archon's Aura as well, I want this all the time, and Delay Poison Communal also. So these two, well, this one I want on all the time. There may be times where it's not even needed, but I will just have it on me regardless. Because at some point our spellcasters, our sorcerer or our mage, they are gonna start casting some spells which are poison based. And they do give out friendly fire. Delay Poison though will prevent that. Okay. So, before we switch on to hard difficulty, and before we scour the camp for loot and treasures, we are going to go into the fortress here, because there is still someone that we have to fight. Come on, don't... Somebody's gonna make it. Okay, thank God. And the person I'm talking about is in this area, and it is sometimes a little bit of a pain to fight him, because first of all he casts some particularly nasty spells. They can deal a lot of damage, and it's very cumbersome to actually reach him because of this small doorway and not a lot of room there. And he goes hostile, I believe, as soon as we open the door. So let's hope we don't get everything messed up here. Yeah, so basically he's casting Thorn Body, which means that every time we hit him with a melee weapon, or in melee, we're gonna take some damage back. So our front line is going to get damaged. And then he also casts some fire spells. So instead of just sending people to attack him, let me see if I can position them. And I actually want you guys to start shooting magic missiles at him. I'm going to see if I can land a sound burst. That could be cool. It's probably gonna hit my people as well, though. Okay, let's see. So, Mr. Leopard, go over there. Mr. Hagongar, go over there. Amiri, go there. And Valerie, go there. Let's start. Can you trip him? Oh! Sound burst actually worked. He's stunned for 5 seconds. And as you can see, people are already confused because Octavia is messing up the pathing. Let's move her in. Okay. You guys are going in as well. Valerie's taking up a lot of space. This should work, maybe? Oh. It worked well enough. Magic missiles and our leopard critting for 32 damage. Was actually quite nice. So I think he did say something. Stranger wants my blood, I know. And if you remember this name, Nugra, this was the Stag Lord's father. So the Stag Lord basically kept him imprisoned here. And the guy kinda went mad. And the spells I feared on him... Well, Thorn Body can be kind of a problem. Because you can deal a lot of damage to yourself. But mostly it's because he casts Flame Strike. And Flame Strike on your party on a low level, if you don't have Resist Fire, well, even if you do sometimes, it does do a lot of damage. So we do need to be careful about that. Okay, I think there are some thievery duties here. Yep. Okay. Get the stuff. And if I remember this right, this is a place that you can only loot this one time, I believe. After you get done with this area right now, I don't think you have a chance to do it again later. So let's make sure we get every single thing we want from this place. Check all of the locked stuff, all of the traps. Using our Blessing of the Faithful to get some bonuses on skill checks.
I did as you asked. Done and done.
By the way, I haven't been using this because I forget. But this gives a competence bonus to skill checks.
I will see this through.
And this gives a sacred bonus. Okay, so Blessing of the Faithful will actually stack with Inspire Competence. Nice. I have completely been forgetting about Inspire Competence from our Bard. Okay, so I think we have everything from over here. So let's check what we actually picked up. We got a Light Armor +1, we don't care. Padded Armor +1, don't care. Punching Dagger +1, we're not going to be using. The books, I don't think they matter, I'm just going to open them up. We have a Hide Armor +2. This can actually be interesting. Maybe. It's a medium armor with 6 AC. Kukri +1, we may give it some use later on. Lesser Bracers of Archery. These bracers empower the wearer to use any bow with a +1 competence bonus on attack rolls. Now, I do believe that that crossbows are not counted as bows. You really do need to have a bow. So for that, I don't think I really have anyone right now to give it to. We all have these bracers. I could give her a bow. What would be the difference? The attack bonus is the same, the damage goes down a little bit. But this will also give me what? This +1 composite longbow grants its wielder the ability to cast Aspect of the Falcon spell 3 times per day. Okay, that's useful. And that's all, I think. Yeah, okay. So, sure, you can use this bow. What else? So you can have these bracers. See if we can give them some use. Great Club +2 could be something for Amiri to use. Cloak of the Winter Veil. It's a +1 resistance bonus on all saving throws and cold resistance 10. Okay, so I can give this to her in case she takes some cold damage in the front. We also picked up the Stag Helmet. This helmet focuses wearer's attention on the weak points of enemies, giving a +1 insight bonus to attack rolls against flat-footed and flanked targets. So we can give this to Rigongar, for example, for more chance to hit. We have Boots of Elvenkind, +5 competence bonus on mobility checks, very, very handy. We're gonna give this to our mobility girl. Belt of Mighty Constitution could go for Valerie. Just make her a little bit, I mean, 5 hit points. Okay, sure. The consideration was just because she has so little HP that giving her some more might be beneficial, but if she gets focused, she's just gonna die anyway, so not gonna bother too much with that. Everybody has a Ring of Deflection in my front line, so you can take this one. Yeah. We picked up the Woodlands Aegis. This is a +2 light armor that allows the wearer to cast Bark Skin once per day. This can actually come in handy. So Rigongar, he's using a Shane shirt +1. We can just give this to him. It's technically better. And it allows us to cast Bark Skin. So, pretty cool. We also have Bastard Sword +1. This is a strict upgrade for Valerie, because she is proficient with Bastard Swords. Give that to her for some extra damage. Agile Rapier +1, really cool if you are playing with a character that uses, or that wants to use dexterity weapons. It's a really nice pickup for the early game. And other than that, we don't really have anything else. Okay. So, the fort is done. We're gonna go outside. We're gonna step on grease. Come on. Okay, good. Good. Okay. So, have I spoken to Cressel yet?
I believed in you so much, Stag Lord. And now you're just a dead sack of bones.
Correct. Okay. So I've looted these enemies before. I disarmed the trap over here. There is no containers to loot in this area. I have PTSD from Baldur's Gate 3. But there are still some containers, but at least these always contain something. Which, in my opinion, is the correct way to do containers in games, but, you know, that's just me. Kill these. Some of the goods are stained with blood. It's not hard to guess the sad fate of their owners. Okay, I think we just have these over here. And that should be it. Yeah, we're gonna move these boxes. It's an athletics check. So I am going to buff Rigongar here.
I yearn for entertainment.
Attaboy. Yep, plus 16. Nice. Ooh. That's actually quite useful, a +1 glaive.
I stand ready.
Where are you? Here.
I won't let you down.
The reason why that's useful... Oh, come on, woman. You rolled a 3? Okay. She's been letting me down lately.
Does anyone require my
She has.
counsel?
Together we
She
stand.
has.
I need to concentrate.
6. Does anybody else have some kind of trickery? No, trickery 13. 1, 3, 3, 6, 4. My leopard has more trickery than my other characters. I'm not sure if you even can try.
Does it mean whatever I do now becomes right because I am right?
Yeah, no, she cannot pick locks. Okay, well, we will not be able to pick that up. I don't remember what it contains. Hopefully it's nothing, you know, very relevant for us. Oh, what is that? Oh, I forgot that. Oh, okay, I just dropped some stuff. Okay, so we're kind of right on the edge. So we're gonna leave this place. Nothing else for us here. Just gonna watch our characters slowly moving this way. We picked up some new items. We picked up some new levels, which is even better. And now, where are we going? Let's check our quest log. I haven't checked my quest log yet. Okay, in terms of completed stuff, we did all of this. We did the Hand of the Technically, prove your worth. Amelia wants to kill another mighty monster. A bitter rival, we met with Artuccio. Ah, right. We killed the Stag Lord, we have to speak with Nettle. This is the undead guy that we spoke to some time back. And Jamandi Aldori said we have no more than 3 months to conquer the Stolen Lands. Oh, sorry. Share the joyous news with Oleg. Okay. Right. So we did it and we still had like 2 months. So you can see it's quite easy to get it done without worrying too much about time. So yeah, let's hide these. And we only have this one and this one. Okay. And before I forget, like I said, this is the breakpoint where we are going to up the difficulty up to normal, up to hard. Okay. We're gonna start playing on hard now. Is there anything in here I want to pick up? These are kind of weightless. Oh, I think this is a +1 breastplate. Okay, I'll take that one. If not for using, for selling, it's good. And I was saying, I was happy to pick up that glaive because glaives are reach weapons. So they do kind of the same thing that Enlarged Person does. It allows someone to hit in melee from further back, keeping them safe from harm's way. So even though I did give her the weapon focus on Bastard Swords, I'm actually gonna put this here. And if I wanted to be, you know, from a safe position attacking the enemies, I could also give this to Gongar, by the way. It doesn't need to be for her. Without enlarging her, this will be the way to do it. And let me just think. Either this or that. He doesn't have many attacks per turn right now, so I'm gonna go for this, I think. Yeah, a lot more damage. Well, some more damage. Critical strikes. Okay, I'll use this for a little bit. See how I like it. Okay, so we're gonna share the news with David Nettle. That's probably not the right name, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so Nettle's Crossing. He's gonna give us a mostly meaningless reward, but, you know, we finish up the quest. Might get some experience out of it. Well, yeah, some decent experience. Stag Lord is dead. Pharasma awaits. Farewell, Cordumt. Pharasma, the Lady of Graves, Mother of Souls, Grey Lady. She is the goddess of birth, death, and prophecy. the corpse crumples to the ground. We can basically loot him and we just receive a +1 short spear, which we will never use, but we can sell for 600 gold. So it's not bad. It is not bad at all. Now we're gonna go for Oleg, and I believe that by going to Oleg we get the prompt for going to Lady Jamandi. Wait, I shouldn't be going up actually, but yes, let's rest. So you have 8 in nature, you have 14. Yeah, okay, there's no contest there. Okay, camouflage successful. Good. I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. If there's something that I hate in this game, or in the Pathfinder games, is it's ambushes. They are not pleasant at all. Okay. We have arrived at Oleg's trading post. Let's go share the good news. Oh, hello, Valerie. Valerie catches up to you near the trading post and touches you on the shoulder. Cordamt, can I talk to you? Now that the Stag Lord is defeated, you rightfully own the stolen lands. Jamandi Aldori will endorse you and grant you the Baron's title. Nice. The girl looks at you with interest and a little apprehension. What will you do when you sit on the throne, Cordamt? Please don't say you haven't thought about it. Again, options. I like lawful. So lawful neutral, there's enough work to do in the stolen lands. Running off bandits, founding a state, protecting the common people. Valerie nods, pleased. To be honest, I didn't expect any other answer from you. You are a noble person, Cordamt, and I'm glad I can serve the good of your state. Yay! We like Valerie. Okay. What do you say? Nothing? A fine day to you. What brings you by? So before I tell them that we've defeated the Stag Lord, I'm actually gonna sell some of this junk that we have. There we go. So this is all of the... Oh, not the emerald. This is all of the trash, basically, that we have. I'm not sure if everybody has a masterwork light crossbow. I'm gonna keep that one. We're selling all of this. I don't think there's anything here that we want. Yeah, this all seems fine to me. We can sell some redundant stuff like chain shirt +1 I'm not gonna use. Leather armor +1 can go away. 6 max dexterity, 8 max. I'm gonna keep this one. It might come in handy for someone. Okay, I'm not gonna use the short spear. I'm not gonna use the punching dagger, or the light hammer, or the heavy pick, or the great sword, or the rapier, sadly, or the agile light pick either. So all of those can go away. Okay. This puts us up 10,000 gold. It's quite nice. Just checking if there's anything here that I might be interested in. I don't believe so. I think there's like an empower wand. Not wand, a rod. Yeah, but it's 9,000 gold, and I can pick it up anytime I want, so I'm not going to rush into picking that up. Okay. So there we go. We are at 16,000 gold, quite nice. I'm not sure if Jod has anything to say about the Stag Lord.
How may I serve you?
No. No. Okay, well, let's give him the good news. The Stag Lord's gone. We found his fortress and sent the villain to oblivion. Oleg looks at you with respect bordering on admiration. And good riddance. Maybe now we'll be able to actually live in the stolen lands rather than just surviving. Oleg sighs. Without a doubt, more people will flock here now. It'll surely boost trade, but all the noise they'll bring with them Well, that's none of your concern. I bet you can't wait to return to Restov and report your great victory. So yeah, we can stay here for a little bit and do some stuff before we go there, but I don't really see a reason to do that, so might as well just go. So Restov awaits. I plan to set off right away. The fog seems to be thinning, but we should wait until it burns off completely. In the meantime, I'll gather some supplies for your journey to make sure you can enjoy your trip back to Restov. Thank you, Oleg.
Good work. Nice to see I haven't lost my intuition for people. Not many would have managed to set out to the Stolen Lands and return with the Stag Lord's head, but I knew you could handle it.
Yeah, 600 XP, nice.
Congratulations are in order. Today, you'll receive the title of Baron before the High Society of Restov, and even Natala Sertova personally. God's bless her. Tomorrow, you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands if you wish, but this time, as a ruler.
She is the sister of King Noleski and one of the more influential politicians in Brevoy.
But matters of state can wait. For now, enjoy this feast in your honor. All the city leaders are here. It's a great opportunity to make some useful connections. Speaking of connections, let me introduce you to Jamandi Aldori. He's my adopted son and apprentice. He's a trustworthy man. I'd like to send him with you as an envoy.
Kasil, a young half-orc with impeccable poise, performs a textbook perfect bow. Jamandi, just what kind of game are you playing? I think I have the right to know.
Yes, you certainly have that right. But tell me, how well do you know Brevoy's history or the current political atmosphere? It won't be an easy explanation.
Well, I guess we might as well learn a little bit here. So what do I need to know about the history of Brevoy?
What's now called Brevoy was originally two different countries, Rostland and Issia. 200 years ago, they were stuck in constant squabbles. Then, Coral the Conqueror showed up and united the two states into one. Such diplomatic tricks are easy to manage when you have dragons at your disposal.
I'll be completely honest, this kind of content, for me, it's basically new. It's been years since I've actually read the dialogue, so it's kind of interesting to see it again.
The so-called noble houses of Brevoy, mainly Sertova, Orlovsky, and Lebeda, once ruled over Issia. We, the Aldori, ruled Rostland. The royal house Rogarvia, founded by Coral the Conqueror, forced us into obedience. But 200 years isn't long enough to make peace with such a troubled history. Even 2,000 years wouldn't be enough for us to accept Issian rule. Brevoy is a country held together by a thread, and that thread grows ever weaker.
Okay. What do I need to know about the current political atmosphere? I'm not going to remember any of this, by the way.
We, the Aldori and the great noble houses, spent 200 years under the rule of invaders, the royal house Rogarvia. We plotted, we schemed, we stabbed each other in the back, but open confrontation was out of the question. But a few years ago, House Rogarvia disappeared. No one knows how or why, but one day, their manors were just empty. And the force that held Brevoy together, that kept us from a bloody feud, ceased to be.
Okay, that's good at least.
Brevoy is currently ruled by the House Sertova, the former kings of Issia. But their power pales in comparison to that of House Rogarvia when they were here. So now Sertova and Aldori stand facing each other, staring each other in the eye, waiting for the other to draw their sword. It's an untenable situation. No one wants a civil war that would drown Brevoy in blood. But peace between us is also out of the question.
Okay, so what role do I play in your plans?
Rostland wants to regain its independence, and we will regain it. The power the Issians hold over us is humiliating and costly. And the Sertovas won't give us our freedom without a fight. That is, unless there is some external power that can force everyone to sit down and talk. Do you see where this is going?
Not really.
The Stolen Lands are disputed territory. Brevoy can't appropriate them without raising protests from each of the neighboring states. However, if some brave people were to found independent states on that land, it would be another matter entirely. My hope is that you and your future neighbors, Baron Hannes Drelev and Captain Maegor Vaughn, will become our allies. But even your neutrality would introduce a powerful counterbalance to the aggression of the noble houses. Maybe, with your help, the inevitable division of Brevoy can occur without too much pain.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go too much more into this. Okay, so what happens next?
How should I know? We're in the middle of a big game. And today, you move from being merely a piece on the board to being one of the players.
Okay, well, thank you for the explanation.
I hope you have a better understanding of what's at stake.
Neighboring states, and she wants to get independence, and that's basically all I know. Okay, do you already know about my encounter with Tartuccio?
Of course. Keston gave me a full report. You dealt with the scoundrel perfectly. It would be naive to think that none of your neighbors will try to stick their hands in your affairs. Especially that sly fox Iravetti.
I actually don't know if Keston was still in the trading post. I forgot to check. I could have spoken to him about the victory from the Stag Lord, I think. Okay, well, thank you. I'm going to speak with the guests. I'm not gonna go for I don't need an envoy. It doesn't change anything, but I do believe that my ignorance in these matters, these political matters of state, I guess an envoy could help. And I do like her, so thank you. I'm gonna speak with the guests.
Enjoy your evening. When you're ready for the official part, come to me.
So yeah, this is basically a celebration in my honor for what we have done. We have Lindsay over here. We can talk to Keston now. Well, Tartuccio, eh? Well, scum, and how did we... maybe I've had one too many. Let's speak with Maegor Vaughn. This man is obviously more comfortable on the battlefield than in the company of nobles. He's well built, but the expensive waistcoat he's wearing doesn't quite fit properly, as though it was borrowed. He has a few pale scars across his face, and his dark hair is drawn into an unkempt ponytail with a few streaks of grey running through it. He greets you with a broad smile and a firm handshake. Let me introduce myself. I'm Maegor Vaughn, the new ruler of Dunsworth, your neighbor to the east. Like you, I'm about to be a baron. Great job with the Stag Lord, by the way. Not everyone could exterminate a whole gang of bandits with such a small team. Yeah, but all the members of my team are important, my friend. How did you earn the title of Baron? Truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Jamandi Aldori needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm the captain of a mercenary team, if that wasn't clear. Varnling Host. Have you heard of us? No? No matter. We've done work for Jamandi before. This time, the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it of the most brazen monsters, and built a small fort to hold the place. And for that, a barony and land to own. It was a dream job. Okay, so how do you feel being a noble? Looking at his rich clothes, Varn smirks, like a pheasant on a plate. I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this is the first time I've so strongly felt like turning away could get me eaten. He nods toward an arrogant man in the other corner of the room. See that lad? Baron Drelev. He's not like us. Who knows what generation of Baron he is? Didn't even shake my hand. You and me? We're like dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise, he'd take my land and yours in the blink of an eye. Okay, well, it was nice meeting you. Goodbye. Once you've settled in, come pay us a visit. We shall. We can speak with Mr. Lander here as well. A handsome, well-dressed young man of about 17 years old looks at you with a polite smile. So, you're the famous slayer of the Stag Lord's gang, soon to be a baron? Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Lander. Just Lander? No last name, no title? Well, let's just say I'm here incognito. Under my circumstances, it's wise to keep one's lineage to oneself. Truth be told, that's precisely what I wanted to speak with you about. You see, I am an heir to one of Brevoy's noble houses. I won't say which, but believe me, a newly appointed baron with no connections would do well to have a friend like me. I travel the country in secret, without servants, so I can see it for myself. Not from a carriage window, but face to face with the people. My family would never approve, of course, but then I never asked. I need to know Brevoy if I'm going to rule a part of it someday. I know Jamandi wants to impose her stepson on you as an emissary of Brevoy. Refuse. Take me instead. Don't look at my age. While they may have trained this half-orc to swing a sword, I've been training to rule since I was a child. I'll be of far greater use to you, both now and in the future, after I have a firm position in my family. Okay, so I'm not gonna go through all the dialogue. Like I said, there's a lot of dialogue. So I'll just consider his proposal. Yes, do so, and carefully. So I can tell you right now, when you are doing this event... Actually, let's just see this.
Will you drink with me?
I don't really care about the sisters, so sure, I'll drink to you
But
and
jokes
Beauty.
aside, I came to... How, as it happens, I'm so...
Okay, she's just giving me a companion quest. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna do that quest. To be perfectly honest, I don't really like them. I don't really understand kineticists. I know they are very, very powerful, but I don't care for them, so we'll see if we do the quest or not. Like I was saying, at the end of this ceremony, we get to choose 1 out of 3 envoys. So the first one we've met, which is this guy here, Jamandi Aldori, the stepson from Jamandi Aldori. We have this guy as an option as well, Lander. And I believe we also have one of these, either Natala Surtova or Chandra Merve. We can speak with them now, actually. Natala Surtova, this lady is... yeah, one of the most influential politicians in Brevoy, is discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks into a sugary, sweet smile. You were not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. Okay, what do you think awaits me? Nothing good, I fear. The Aldori, our dearest friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their plans, I assume. You see, they are preparing to separate from Brevoy. It will not be a peaceful process. They lack the strength currently, hence using this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the civil war breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Brevoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone in independent Restov to honor you. Well, I wouldn't count on even that, really. Okay, and what would you propose? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Brevoy, the noble houses. The Aldori won't dare to rebel, knowing they will immediately become entrapped. You could help Brevoy avoid a civil war, while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. I believe Jamandi has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. I'm guessing her low-born stepson, the green-skinned boy Casil. It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandra Merve, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Brevoy's politics than any brawler could be. The old woman standing next to Natalia gives you a slight bow. I would be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Brevoy. So yeah, basically this is the other option. I think this is more for an evil playthrough, I think. I'll consider your proposal. Think on it. Do not make any hasty decisions. Okay, so basically anybody named guest or guard doesn't matter. We can talk with this guy, Joseph Selemius. An older man with full sideburns looks at you with interest through a golden eyeglass. Well now, if it isn't the hero of the festivities, the protege of our dear Jamandi. You pulled this all off quite cleverly. I confess I wasn't convinced your enterprise would succeed. I even bet a bottle of my best Petaxian wine against you. But I'm happy to admit I was wrong. The Aldori have always been adept at finding new talent. I don't believe we've been introduced. So it would seem, I am Iosef Selemius, not Joseph apparently, Lord Mayor of Restov. I rule this town and the adjacent lands. As your northern neighbor, I hope we can look forward to a long and fruitful relationship. Or friendship. So, you rule Restov? And what about the Aldori? Brevoy's politics seem complex and incomprehensible to many. Here in this part of Rostland, the spirit of northern freedom still lives. We are loyal to the throne, of course, may the gods prolong the life of His Highness, but here, far from the dominions of the great houses, we have our own way of life. It is especially important now after the certain events that I probably don't need to name. The Aldori Swordlords used to rule Rostland. They're still the largest landowners and main military force in the region, but it's not for nothing that Restov is called a free city. We're proud to choose the Lord Mayor from among the citizens, considering not by their lineage, but by their own merits. Okay, democracy, nice. Okay, so let's not get into too much of the world lore here, I think. It was nice meeting you and goodbye. Please, wait a moment. Your young barony will need resources to establish itself, and from what I've been told, you're somewhat in need of financial assistance. I could organize and supply everything you need for the construction and spread out the cost on extremely favorable terms. This is a lie. I could immediately procure, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I'm sure that would give you a good start. In exchange, I would ask for a small favor. Until you repay the debt in full, you simply assume the obligation of contracting building services through Restov's Builders Guild. Do we have a deal? And now, I think what this means is, he gives us, I believe, 500 supply score, but for every building that you construct, you are paying extra. And I don't think it's worth it. So, I will just say thank you for the offer, but I can't accept it. It's your choice, of course, I just figured I'd mention it. Okay, goodbye. The feeling was mutual, I assure you I look forward to hearing more of your dazzling successes soon. Okay, these guys don't say anything, I don't think. Okay. Azlanti Kig. A handsome man with a weather-beaten face grasps your hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Unlike the rest of the guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of Erasteel made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Azlanti Kig, High Priest of Erasteel in Restov. Ooh, diplomacy check. Okay, well, let's try this. Hopefully we can get some experience. Bringing law into the stolen lands is a difficult endeavor. I would be grateful for any help you could spare. Yes. Oh, underwhelming. This is a truly noble undertaking. I believe our community will be able to provide you with reasonable assistance. We will help you construct a shrine in your capital free of charge. Yeah, maybe that's the bonus here. Cool. Do many people in Restov venerate Erasteel? They revere many gods in Restov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, and Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are also some rare cults, but there is no denying that the Stag Lord has the largest congregation here. And no wonder. People here have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. You're dressed surprisingly simple for such a festive occasion. The corners of the priest's mouth turn up in a faint smile. The nobles dress in silks and satins to stand out from the poor. A priest wears a simple robe to stand out from the nobles. Okay, it was an honor to meet you. Goodbye. Erasteel keep you. I guess we also have this named character here. Anis Drelev. This man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath them. He looks past your ear, obviously bored. Baron Anis Drelev, he says offhandedly, emphasizing the word Baron. And you must be the Stag Lord Butcher. I'm sorry, I quite forgot your name. But you took out the Stag Lord and his gang, and so Sword Lord Jamandi is granting you permission to take his place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. Yes, I defeated the Stag Lord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? A smirk appears on the Baron's face. I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given all of the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she had to urgently make barons of the likes of you and Varn. So, you have no army and no special merits. You were just given land for being pretty. Under other circumstances, I'd have you whipped for such words. But let's not ruin Lady Aldori's celebration, If you want so badly to measure merits, we can do so another time. Yes, well, you're not very polite for noblemen. Ha! Politeness must be deserved. Well, goodbye. Not even deigning to reply, Baron Drelev turns around and looks away. Okay, bye bitch, don't like you. So, we have done our duty of mingling with the guests. Let's speak with Jamandi Aldori.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
Before we begin, I'd like to talk to you about the envoy I'll be taking with me.
My apprentice, Casil Aldori, will go with you, won't he?
Yeah, so basically, here you go. We have three choices. We have Lander, Chandra, and Casil. And yeah, I will go with Casil Aldori.
Whatever you choose, I won't argue. But you must choose your inner circle with the utmost care.
And yeah, I'm ready for the ceremony. I've spoken to everyone, so let's begin.
Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor three brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
And we are now a Baron.
Victory! The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
So yeah, basically I use this as a guide to swap difficulties. Defeating the Stag Lord is my first step up. Here we meet Kesten Geres, and we are in a different place, if you'll notice. Welcome, Your Grace, Kesten salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious, and it seems he'd rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I am at your disposal. I'm not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. War travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Restov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Aldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. So basically they took the place with the Stag Lord's fort and they built our tiny city. Where are my companions? They are all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristian is with Jod, and you can always find Lindsay. Just follow the noise and turmoil. Any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jod is right there, or right here. Erastil's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit. A blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd, so I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. Okay, and what's the mood of the people here? I must admit, I've never seen anything like that in my whole life. A city, a whole barony born right in front of our eyes. The people sensed the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I'd normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. Okay, so I'm ready to look around the city, lead the way. Follow me, Your Grace. And now, whether you like it or not, you have to check out this cutscene. Because it's unskippable. Greetings, Your Grace. We are, well, your new subjects. We're selecting a site to build our house. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. A fine place to throw garbage at your neighbor's heads, though. Ouch. Yeah, you can skip the dialogue, you can skip the cutscenes. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, Your Grace. In the next game, in Wrath of the Righteous, you can actually skip the cutscenes, which is a major improvement. You recognize this place, Your Grace? This is where the Stag Lord's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end, huh? Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. Some dialogue bubbles go away way too quick and others just linger on for so long. Greetings, Your Grace. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. Yes, come on. The tavern's ale is blessed by Caden Kalian himself, I swear. And the lady who owns it is a gem. I've heard our Baron is tall as a troll, has hair of pure gold and can breathe fire. Well, he's not very wrong. Oh, that's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire. All Barons can breathe fire, trust me. Well, my character can actually breathe fire. Welcome, Your Grace. Glad to serve you. Your Grace, those are your guards. They keep order in the city or keep their mouths... Really, dude? Okay. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see to its full extent from this perch. Yeah, we can see the farms and houses up, down there. Quite cool. The building in front of us is your residence. That's where we'll head to now. And I think this is near the end of the tour. I think so, yeah. We're gonna be in the main hall. So yeah, welcome to your barony. You are about to make the unyielding stolen lands a prosperous kingdom. There is a long and arduous road ahead of you. You and your advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance, found and build up settlements, seize and develop new regions, solve pressing problems, and and take advantage of good opportunities. A prosperous governor will be handsomely rewarded with support and donations from their subjects, promising alliances with other states, wealth for their treasury, and many other things. Good luck in your ruling, Baron. So, now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark all the important scout reports and other newsworthy of your Grace's attention. Having finished his speech, Keston tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands quietly. Greetings, Your Grace. Casil, Lady Jamandi's ward, gives a polite bow. It was a pleasure to meet with you at the rest of the reception. On behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Aldori Sword Lords, I'd like to offer you some advice. And here we can see some effects applied to our barony. So we have community and loyalty +6, military, economy, divine, arcane, and civility +3. These are basically stats in the barony game, let's say. And we have new events like trade agreement with Sortova, proposal for cooperation, etc, etc. Difficulty level of your barony. You may change difficulty level of your barony at any time or set it to automatic. If set to automatic, you won't have to deal with most government decisions. They will be taken care of automatically and your barony will never fail. However, this will also prevent you from unlocking any governance-related achievements. Now, if you do not like the barony side of the game, which is understandable, personally I don't like it, but you will be locked from achievements, and I think you will also be locked from receiving items that are tied to, you know, handling the Barony events. So due to that, I keep on playing it, because the most powerful items in the game, or some of the most powerful items in the game, come from those kinds of events. You can solve most of our Barony's problems by granting appointments to the right people, responsible people, but certain state business will demand your personal attention, as will the visits of especially important guests. Reports of such outstanding events will be marked on your map. You can always check it while considering your plans. Again, new events. According to the ancient traditions of Brevoy and most of the River Kingdoms, rulers address affairs of state and receive visitors at the beginning of the month. My advice to you is to maintain this tradition and regularly visit your capital when needed. The first thing you should do as a ruler is assign loyal people to all the important positions in your barony. Your clerics, Jod and Tristian, were the first to seek an audience. I won't distract you further and I'll leave you to consider. Once again, my congratulations. May your rule be long and prosperous. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baron. I am confident that you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Jod stumbled slightly. Though to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristian and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. Ugh, I am disgusted with whoever could do this. Jod exhales loudly, catching his breath. And now there's a new woe. Tristian and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There is a place near the capital rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristian and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence as at the Temple of the Elk. Okay, so what is this place and where is it? There is a bold hilltop not far from here, to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. And this will be a very important place for the remainder of the game. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristian and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more, I swear by Erestil. Okay, well, I will go there as soon as I am able. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I agree with Tristian. We have been to this hilltop. It's barren, but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you suggest then? The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve this issue. For now, we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, Your Grace, for intervening with you getting the grasp of your barony. I am sure you have even more pressing matters at hand right now. 1 day passed.
I must replenish my powers.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to read right now. So basically, just to give you guys some understanding of this, the barony has 10 basic stats, each supervised by an advisor. Some of them will be unlocked right now, others later. They are as follows: population, regent, loyalty, counselor, military, general, economy, treasurer, divine, high priest, relations, grand diplomat, stability, a warden, magic, magister, culture, the curator, and espionage, the minister. So, yeah, I'm not gonna go through all this, but basically, you can increase and decrease your stats based on certain events. Governing your barony will require one advisor for each stat, and these will be your companions or even mercenaries if you want at some point. Every advisor acts on their own ideology, so they will, you will get different events based on who you put there. And every barony stat gains a bonus from a specific ability of the appointed advisor. Yeah, we know. And the exact size of the bonus is indicated in the upper right corner of the advisor's card. So stuff like charisma, dexterity, strength, stuff like that will affect those bonuses. Now, the name for my barony. Cordampina? A name for the barony, please. The barony. This is like our land where we are kings.
Oh god, I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither.
Middle Earth.
Middle Earth?
I don't know.
Yeah, it works. Middle Earth. It's kind of in the middle of the map, so it makes sense.
Okay.
There we go.
See?
See? Makes sense. It still says Tuskdale, but it's Middle Earth.
Now you are going to have problems with copyright infringement.
I hope not. Thank you. Okay, so here we have our advisors. I'm just gonna do this and then I'm gonna end up this episode. But here we can see we only have currently 5 advisor slots available. Later on we'll have 5 more. So stuff like the Regent, we could use any of these. Do keep in mind that mercenaries have a penalty. And I think, yeah, there we go. It's charisma that rules this particular position. So Valerie will be our regent. As for the counselor, we're gonna have Tristian. I'm guessing this is wisdom. Yep. Given that even with the penalty, she's at +2. Okay, I'll mention that in a second. As for the general, I typically have Rigongar because the governing attribute is strength and he will have a lot of strength. The treasurer we don't have yet. I could put Cordampina, but there's no real benefit doing that. And for the high priest, any of these will work. Again, I'm gonna put harem and the governing factor is once again wisdom. So one thing to keep in mind is that the governing factor, for example, charisma, is something that you are incentivized to increase on these characters. So items that boost those stats will be helpful for this particular purpose. And it kind of matches with the primary stats for characters of this status, like the high priest will be using wisdom, the military person is going to be based on strength. So it kind of lines up. We will have a lot more stuff over here to check out. I will leave that for the next episode. This one has already been a lot of dialogue and, you know, bureaucracy and politics and whatnot. But let's rejoice. We are now barons of the land in Shrike Hills. We have Middle Earth as our home. And we will continue on the next one. So what do I do here? If I close this... Let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm fine. So we can go back to that screen by just pressing this button here that says Middle Earth. So, we will leave over here with this cozy fireplace in front of us. And as always, my friends, I'm gonna thank you all for being here with me in the channel, watching some Pathfinder Kingmaker in Last Azlanti mode. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you have any questions or suggestions, you know what to do, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more, many more videos coming soon, and it is also a free and easy way to support the channel. I hope to see you all in the next episode, and until then, stay safe everyone.